Everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. Whether you're talking about losing weight, maybe it's a slimmer waistline, maybe you're looking to start a new intermittent fasting protocol, or maybe even the carnivore diet. All of those things live just beyond your reach from where you are, where you're comfortable with your current diet and habits. Listen, I'm Joe with Wellness Way, and I'm a registered nurse by profession, a health coach by passion, and we're looking to get you to break out of and escape your diet comfort zone. Let's go. The first thing I want you to do is set your goals. Ask yourself, what do I really want? Do you want that slimmer waistline? Do you want that intermittent fasting protocol, the carnivore diet? Maybe you want to get down a size or two. Listen, you make the call. These are your desires. And I want you to write these goals down. Be very specific. Write them down. I know that sounds cheesy, but what it does is it brings a little bit more realization to what you're trying to achieve, and it creates a little bit of a contract with yourself, seeing it on paper. And your goals must be at least 4 things. 1, they should be specific, right? You want to be able to drill down on these goals. They should be measurable, right? Something that you can actually look at and sort of quantify. They should be achievable, right? I can't be setting goals that I want to grow 6 inches taller. That's impossible. And then lastly, they should be time bound. That gives you a cap to when you should be achieving these goals. And all of these ideas, specific, measurable, achievable, and time-bound, give shape to your goals so that you can actually achieve them, right? That's the whole purpose. And they're not some ambiguous idea out there in the ether. Next, I want you to take an honest assessment of the status quo. I want you to ask yourself the hard questions. Calculate the difficult formulas. What's your BMI? What's your waist measurement? What's your hip measurement? Your waist to hip ratio? What are your eating habits? How many hours are you fasting? How many hours are you feasting? List out all of your chronic conditions and the symptoms that you experience day to day. This is an eye-opening experience. I remember when I first did this, I realized that I was on a 10-14 protocol. That means I was fasting for 10 hours and eating for 14 hours out of the day. I had a BMI of 30.8. I was pre-diabetic. I was arthritic. I had a host of inflammatory issues. And you know what? I thought I was okay. Data is the killer of denial. So document these things, identify your starting point so you know exactly what you're leaving behind. The next thing I want you to do is map out the pathway to get to each one of your goals. I call this step moonwalking. You remember the phrase Neil Armstrong said on the moon, 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind. So we're going to break down your path into both giant leaps and small steps. If you think of giant leaps, think of those large milestones that you hit along the way to achieving your goal. Each one of those large milestones or giant leaps are made of small incremental steps or small changes that you make day to day in order to achieve that giant leap. Before you know it, small steps add up to that giant leap, and giant leaps eventually add up to you achieving your goals. The important thing here is to document it. Take a calendar, document out each day what small step you're going to put in place. And at the end of the week, map out each giant leap that you want to accomplish at the end of that week. And before you know it, you're going to be on your way to achieving those goals. So now that you got moonwalking out of the way, it's time to set up one of the most important yet most overlooked parts, and that is forming your support structure. This can be either a live resource or a virtual resource, but you're going to want multiple resources. These are basically people in your life to keep you on the path to achieving your goals. And we need different types of support roles in our life, don't we? We need motivators who will keep us encouraged and keep us going along that pathway. We need informants who will give us information about the pathway, give us information about the goals that we're trying to achieve. We also need empathizers, maybe people that are on the same pathway as us and can identify in the same struggles and difficulties along the way. We also need drill sergeants who will challenge us and tell us to get off our behinds and to get moving. We also need finishers who have been there, done that, and got the t-shirt and can tell us about the light at the end of the tunnel. But coaches oftentimes know how to play these different roles when we need them. But if you don't have a coach, find these resources and the people around you. Maybe it's your spouse, your family, a church group, neighbors, whatever it is. You need a support structure. Just beware of enablers and discouragers. Those are people who will keep you in your diet comfort zone. So set up your support structure. Very important. And the next step is to love the burn. So what's the burn? The burn is the prime result of you leaving your diet comfort zone. The comfort zone is all about one thing, comfort. So the burn is the discomfort. It's the struggle. It's the pain. It's the hunger pains. It's the keto flu. It's the isolation when everybody is giving in and giving up and you're standing alone. You see, everything you want is outside of that comfort zone. So embrace it, keep working it, and love the burn. I'm Joe with Wellness. Like, subscribe, weigh in on the comments on how you leave your comfort zone. Have a good one.